So, hey guys, Chauso here, and today I'd like to talk a bit about the upcoming treasure map Komurasaki that will soon begin on the JP version. And I must say, this might be the most disappointed I've ever been in a new TM unit. And it's a combination of both not being that good, but also how good the unit could have been with a few easy changes. But first, shout out to the subreddit Discord for posting all the info, and Alpha in particular for posting the Komurasaki info. We'll look a bit at the TM boosters later. But yeah, what does Komurasaki do? Well, to be honest, she has a good captain for free-to-play unit, which is the case nowadays for the new treasure map units. 3.75 times attack booster for dex units and reduces 2 turns of para. Very good. She will be useful probably in a few treasure maps as captain. The main problem with her is how her special and sailors and limit break abilities interact. First, we can take a look at the limit break abilities, as is the standard on JP nowadays. She has 3 limit break abilities, and she has the very good combination of double special and reduced special charge. Sadly, the reduced special charge doesn't fully max it, but it's still -6, and she has a 12 turn cooldown with limit break expansion. So that means she starts with 6 or 4 after sockets, or 3 if you use a ship like Ho, for example. So it's not bad, of course. And when she uses her special, she can use it again with the double special ability. So that is obviously a very good combination, and it's very hard to fail with a unit like that. And it's not like this Komurasaki is useless, but let's see what her problems is. First, her special is that she reduces 2 turns of attack down and special seal. And she has an extra effect that depending on how many turns her special has been used, she gives you a varying amount of damage reduction. If you use her special for the first time, you get a 70% reduction. The second time you use it, you get a 90% reduction. And the second time you use it, or the third time you use it, you nullify all damage. So yeah, it's obviously very good if you can get the 90% reduction or the nullify damage. That will be useful in a lot of content. But the main issue here is that first, she removes special seal, but her sailors doesn't resist special rewind. This is just dumb. It's not the first time they've done this. We had a limited recruit Sengoku, which was the same thing. Like, it could make sense if we regularly had content where not everyone gets special binded, then you could play around with it a bit, but let's face it, it's basically never the case. Like, maybe sometimes the captains get special binded or just the crew, but like usually it's all 6 units on the crew get special binded, so that special bind reduction is totally useless for that very common scenario. So basically it means that she does 2 things. Realistically, she removes attack down, but only by 2 turns, and she does damage reduction. And since she only removes 2 turns of attack down, you will usually want to use her special more than once. But if you use her you will rarely use her just for attack down, so it will be content where you both want to reduce attack down and you want to get some damage reduction. But if you do it like that, you will never get more than the 70% damage reduction, because it's not like you use her special one time, you get 70%, and then use it again the same turn, and it gets buffed to 90%. No, you get the 70% reduction, which is not bad. Of course, it can certainly be used, but yeah, it's not as high as it could be either. Sometimes that won't be enough, sadly. And 2 turns is just so little. Like, if you could, like she has the combination of using her special several times. She has some CD reduction. Like when I first read her, I was like, oh, she will probably be like a bit like Soba. She will have a lot of CD reduction when another unit uses a special, like maybe -4 or 5, or she will have really low CD, but 12 turn CD, and if another Dex unit uses a special, she gets a -1 CD reduction. Like, honestly, it's a joke. uh, she could have been so good. Like, if she just had the special bind reduction Sailor, and she had a bit higher reduction, like 3 turns of attack down and special bind, and if she had a bit more seed reduction when another unit uses their special, she would have been so good. But now she will be incredibly niche, sadly. I don't see her used a lot. And to talk a bit about when you could use her, like, I don't think the attack down removal and damage reduction by itself will often be enough, but if you combine it with this very good support from the TM booster, we're going to go to the Frankie, the Soba here, or the Sangoro. He has one of the TM boosters, and he has a support for Komurasaki, where if Komu uses her special, you get a 2.75 times chain lock. And as you know, chain lock supports are among the best in the game. Every unit who gets a chain lock support becomes instantly a lot better. We don't have many. So yeah, this is obviously very useful, and it will be even better for the legendary version of Komurasaki. So yeah, just amazing. And obviously, if you add a chain lock to attack down and damage reduction, you do a lot more things and become a lot more viable to use for the team Komurasaki. And the Frankie has a decent support too for Komurasaki, even for Usopp too, which is really good because Usopp lacks a bit of the very strong support that other Straw Hats has, so it gives a bit more use for Usopp as well. And yeah, it's like the Beppo. You get some stats, and if you hit the perfect, you reduce threshold by 1 turn. Will be useful for a lot of stuff. And then we have the Usopp, who is sadly a bit more niche, but it can be put on Sanji and Frankie as well. Basically, when you use your special, you get a guaranteed orb, and also strength becomes beneficial for the whole team. So it's not bad, but I think I'll say it's not bad. Like, it would be a good tool to have for these units, for sure. Nothing to complain about. So yeah, and I'm not going to talk much about the Sugo here. I'll do that in a different video, like a bigger video about how the TM Sugos are structured in JP at the moment. I just wanted to talk a bit about Komurasaki and her badge here. So yeah, I'm very disappointed by this unit. Let me know if you think I've overlooked some potential here, but yeah, I think this is a big waste of potential, sadly. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow talking about my treasure map teams. Have a good one.